today we have our bowl projections. We will be projecting with bowls. So our first bowl, we have the Birmingham Bowl. I got Texas State and Florida State. I I don't know how to explain them. I'm just gonna go through them and yeah. So we got Texas State versus Florida State. For the Camellia Bowl, we have Akron versus Marshall. First Responder Bowl, we have Tulsa versus Troy. West Virginia versus Boise State for the Guaranteed Rate Bowl. For the Belia Quest, Relia Quest, Kalia Quest, Celia Quest, Relia Quest Bowl, Purdue versus Mississippi State. For our Citrus Bowl, Cheese It, just Cheese It. Okay, I'm sorry. Wisconsin versus Texas A&M. For our Military Bowl, somehow ranked UAB versus Georgia Tech. Pop Tarts Bowl, my favorite bowl. Iowa State versus Louisville. For our Liberty Bowl, we have UTSA versus Oklahoma State. For our Holiday Bowl, NC State versus Minnesota State. For our Texas Bowl, my one of my favorite bowls, Georgia versus Kansas State. And for our Alamo Bowl, we have Maryland versus Colorado. For our Fenway Bowl, we have Miami versus USF. For our Bahamas Bowl, we have Georgia Southern versus Sam Houston. How is Sam Houston ranked? Okay, anyways, for the first round of the college football playoffs, Washington State versus Texas. The New Mexico Bowl, Louisiana Tech versus San Jose State. For our another first round of this college football playoff, we have Virginia Tech versus LSU. For 68 Venture Bowl, we have Ohio versus Arkansas State. Okay, for our Cure Bowl, we have Toledo, right, versus James Madison. For our LA Bowl, one of the best bowls probably of all time, Michigan versus Utah State. For our Frisco Bowl, we got the Raging Kate versus Florida Atlantic, FIU. Then for our another first round of the CFP, the UNLV Rebels versus the Oregon Ducks. For another first round of the CFP, we have Kentucky versus Utah. For the Las Vegas Bowl, one of the greatest bowls ever. I'm just kidding. UCF versus Michigan State. Somehow ranked Michigan State. I don't know how. For our bowl, we have Old Dominion versus Kent State. For a Buck, I'm not gonna say that bowl. We have Duke versus East Carolina. Famous Idaho Potato Bowl. We have Coastal Carolina versus Wyoming. New Orleans Bowl. Middle Tennessee versus Appalachian State. For our Detroit Bowl, Ohio State versus Buffalo. That sounds familiar. Independence Bowl, Illinois versus Baylor. For our Gasparilla Bowl, we have Houston versus SMU. Armed Forces Bowl, Southern Mercy versus San Diego State. None of these matter. Oh no, Duke's Mayo Bowl, we have North Carolina versus TCU. Now, Peach Bowl, we have Pittsburgh versus To Be Decided. For our Music City Bowl, we have Oklahoma versus Indiana. For our Sugar Bowl, To Be Decided versus Tennessee. Rose Bowl, To Be Decided versus Charlotte. USC. And then for our Fiesta Bowl, To Be Decided versus Charlotte. Those are our bowl projections. What do you think? Drop it below in the comments.